start planning for 2025. I see great things ahead for you. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, nice to see you. My name is Mojo, and today it's going to be about planning ahead. Yes, that's very important. In the first video, I talked about what we actually spend our time focusing on. In the second one, I talked about reflection and why that's important to us if you're looking to be successful and achieve your goals. In the last one, which is the third one, I talked about challenges and how challenges can actually be beneficial to you because it can help you to get out of your comfort zone. And that video is here. Today, I'm going to talk about probably one of the most important ones, which we often overlook, and that is planning. Now, I'm going to go a bit behind the scenes, because before we plan, what informs us? What are the things we need to be aware of before we plan? And I'm going to link below a couple of tests that I do. One is the 16 personalities test. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's a great test to do because sometimes when we plan, those goals we set are probably not ours. They're things that we think we want, but probably not really that passionate about. And maybe that's why we don't achieve those goals. When I did my 16 personalities test, I realized I didn't like admin. There's some tasks or some things we do that we'll do for free. For me, one of those is talking, another one is teaching. I love getting in front of people and being able to explain a point, impart knowledge, share what I know. I also love reading, finding out about new things, and I love creativity. In order for you to understand exactly what puts fire in your belly, what excites you, do the 16 personalities test. Another thing is you need to understand your values. What's important to you. In my book, The Time Waster's Guide to Time Management, I actually have a list of almost 100 values because I believe that values are very important. They're key to helping you to set goals that matter to you. So what do I mean by values? So this could be you're somebody who values freedom. You're somebody who values creativity. You're somebody who values integrity. Qualities or values must align with your goals. So if you're somebody who likes freedom, you're not going to do well in a role or in a career or business where you have to follow a script. For example, you like freedom and you buy a franchise. With franchises, you have to work the script. If you like freedom, creativity, maybe writing a book or running a business where you're allowed to do things your own way. As a lecturer, I loved it because I was given creativity. Yes, I had to teach a particular subject, but the way in which it was delivered, exercises, assessments, the way I taught it, the books I read were down to me. I was creative around the delivery of the subject. So you look at your life, what are some things that you enjoy? You have to really think about your values because they would guide you. And if you're doing anything or setting goals around things that don't align with your core values, then it's going to be difficult for you to achieve those goals. Before you start planning, are these things that you want to do? Check. Are these things that you're doing because your family members doing, friends are doing that? Don't just jump on the next shiny, bright object. Make sure that what you're doing is something that aligns with your values. Abraham Lincoln once said, if I'm given 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'll spend 4 hours planning. Planning is key to everything you're going to do. Once you've identified all of that and set your goals, also be remembering that when you're planning, you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. You need to know what you're going to be doing, and you also need to know when. Now, a lot of these will depend on possibly your budget, the people around you. So in performing your task, are you the only one responsible for performing that task, or do you need others? These are all things you need to identify as well, because sometimes we struggle with the task because the outcome depends on other people and we haven't factored that in, or we factored that in but not given the time frame, and now they're delaying us. These need to be factored into the delivery of some of your goals. One thing I wanted to share as well is that a lot of our goals are actually tied into what we would call mini projects. So try and see your goals as a mini project. So for instance, you're starting a business. Starting is a mini project. You may have to rely on others and you have a lot of checkpoints. You might need a website or a funnel. You need your products. You need to find out who your customers are. Where are they? What platforms are they on? How do you want to go about social media? That's an important part of starting a business now. Social media, are you doing it yourself? Are you going to subcontract it? Are you going to employ someone in-house? So these are decisions you need to make, and they're all part of this mini project that you need to look at and break down into smaller tasks. And then when you get down to planning, some of the strategies to plan, I use mind maps. So for this 5-day series, I actually have a notepad and I just sketch things down. So I have a central diagram here. Sometimes I use my whiteboard, but try and sketch out whatever it is you're planning and see how they interconnect. Obviously, time frames are important, and it's often been said that we overestimate what can be achieved in the short term, but underestimate what we can achieve in the long term. So overestimate what we can achieve in the short term and underestimate what we can achieve in the long term. And this is what forces us to put all our to-dos on one list, expecting to achieve and complete them in a week, when invariably a lot of those take weeks. So be gentle with yourself, give yourself some grace and spread your goals out. Don't try and put too much together, because we only have 24 hours in a day. And even when we say 24 hours, we actually have a lot less than that, because we have to sleep, eat, and do other things. So we probably only have about 8 to 12 hours to play with. And we need to rest. Remember, rest is important. In my book, I talk about that. You need to take breaks. And you need to build those breaks into the time frames. Breaks are important. Now, if you're struggling with time management, productivity, or anything along those lines, and you're looking to achieve great goals in 2025, yes, we all are, I would urge you to get a copy of my book, The Time Waster's Guide to Time Management. This month is on offer for $2.99, and if you get this book, trust me, you'll achieve quite a few of those goals. This book concentrates on planning. It looks at time management in relation to writers, business owners, students, busy mothers. It talks about distractions, which I'm actually going to be touching on tomorrow. If you found this video beneficial, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and come back, look around my channel, see if there's anything around that inspires you. We've got a lot of videos here, so on time management, reviews on books, interviews with entrepreneurs. If you're looking to be an entrepreneur, well, this is the place for you. See you in my next video. Take care, be bold, start planning for 2025. I see great things ahead for you. Ciao.